Hi there, planner friends, and welcome to another Plan With Me, wherein I attempt to plan my week out a little bit better than I did the previous week. And I'm still in this week right now, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It's mostly this part that I dislike. Everything here is fine. I like it. It's working. It's like standard horizontal format, and I like that there's limited space because I can only do so much in a day, you know. But this part where I'm trying to work out my homework and I'm trying to kind of plan for it and maybe tackle it in certain segments, it's very restrictive, and I did it to myself. But I knew Tuesday that this was not going to fly, so I actually in class was busy sketching this out, kind of, that one of the issues I have is my color coding system. I like the colors, I like the pens, however I don't like using it for every single piece of homework in that class. It becomes kind of a burden. I mean, it's a small burden, but any step that takes too long without much of a reward is not something I want to be a part of. So that needs to be revisited. And then I remembered, well, I have these guys hanging out still, and they cost a lot of money, kind of, for what they are. They were maybe about $7 or so on jet pens, and they're nice. I just never use them. So I was thinking, when I go to plan out my week, maybe I could just deposit one in the corner as a designation for that class's bit of homework. I also think I'm going to abandon the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever my train of thought was there. It wasn't fully thought out. Since I like listing out my assignments and then crossing them off, I can't really plan for them by day. The closest I can do is perhaps maybe on this side call out when something significant is due, like maybe use this section as a guide, and then just stick to listing the assignment on this side. So another thing I was concerned about this week is that I need to schedule 40 hours of observations this semester, and that's classroom observations in various different sort of classrooms, whether they're special education or English language learners or just all sorts of classes. And in order to do that, I think I need to visualize my schedule a little bit. Now, I think I need a timetable, and I know timetabling hasn't really worked for me in the past, but I think that's because I was using it as my main planner. So I was using it like, say, an Erin Condren type hourly planner setup, where instead of like a place where you can make a bulleted list or something like that, it was just all hours, and you kind of had to fix your schedule into those confines. And it works for some stuff, like the stuff that's easily quantifiable, like appointments, like classes, like work hours. But when it comes to other stuff that you want to denote or cross off, or just tasks like studying or homework or I made dinner or that sort of thing, it's a little bit harder and not as satisfying to like lay it down on a timetable. So I want to dedicate a timetable solely to my schedule. So I think I'm going to split this up half and half, where this one's going to be my assignments, this one's going to be my timetable, so I can see what I have available with my schedule. And another thing, if you saw my last video, then you know that I was using a super cute bear pencil case. However, that is no more. It survived Tuesday. After that, I realized I only needed one pencil case that can kind of do it all. So I'm back to using this behemoth. Now, I was taking this and the Bear pencil case with me because I wanted to bring along my assorted like paper things. Like I have a notebook, I have post-its, sticky notes, page flags. I also have my sticker folio, and this is where I was keeping my mild liners too. And I just have these mild liners. And I realized Tuesday when I got home, when I was going over stuff, that I could fit all of the pens that were in the Bear in this thing. And it's still portable and nice. So I had to abandon the cuteness of the Bear for the functionality of this guy. I mean, it's still pretty and I still really love the color, and I like that this is like a non-porous vinyl-y material, so it'll wipe off. But still sad a little bit. But that's okay, because I think I'm still going to use the Bear pencil case in another way. And that's where these guys come in. So this week I've been using my color coding system, which is Zebra Sarasa pens. And I still really like them, but I think I'm okay just using them to mark my appointments on the left side. I really don't want to use them for each little tiny assignment that I have to do, so I think these are going to be at home pens, and I think I'm going to keep them in the Bear, just so that I have them on my desk and I can easily refer to them whenever I have to plan for the week. But I anticipate I won't have to use them during the week, like when I'm in class or doing homework or at work or something like that, because with my notebook the way it is, I use colored paper. I use the Levenger system, and I use Levenger annotation paper, and the multicolored pack has like gray, blue, green, orange, yellow. Yeah, I think that's it. They really should have a pink, but that's neither here nor there. So I used that, and some of these colors pop like really nicely. Some of them don't. At the same time, my tastes kind of fluctuate from day to day, week to week, even month to month. And since I have so many options when it comes to colored pens, I figured I should just go with what I'm feeling or what I like. And I've also been jonesing kind of for my Jetstream pen again. That's what brings us to these guys, my uni StyleFit family of pen bodies. And I think this is what I'm going to use for this week. When I went ahead and made my ink inventory over the break, I only took into account the cartridges I had in storage, or my storage, which is just like a little drawer on my desk. And I did not take into account all of the cartridges that may be lying in these pens. So I'm going to really quickly just take these out and see what we have. Boop. I'm not sure which pen body I want to use, because they all have their pluses and minuses. I guess that one didn't have a cartridge. So these are probably the least expensive option if you're interested in using a multi-pen, with the StyleFit inks, of course. However, they're a little flimsy in my opinion, like lightweight. Not as lightweight as the Coletto ones, I don't think, but still lightweight. So I more recently had been using this Dr. Grip 4+1 pen, but I really dislike that at a certain point with heat and just the warmth of your hand, the adhesive that's kind of loosely holding on or loosely holding this grip in place, it weakens over time, and now it looks oily and gross and weird under there, and the grip is just, yeah, loose and not actually attached to anything anymore. So that's kind of a pain in the butt. It's purely aesthetic. It doesn't matter. It still functions. It doesn't hinder the pen in any other way except visually. And to me, when I have so many options, something nitpicky like that does matter. And I also have these beautiful pen bodies. These are probably twice as much as the plastic pen bodies. So this is a good middle ground between these guys and these. These are the StyleFit Meisters, and they're all metal pen bodies. And they're very sleek and nice and pretty, but you can only put 3 cartridges in one. I think that black might be dead, maybe. And I don't know, sometimes the smaller barrel or the thinner barrel can be a little fatiguing in combination with the heft of the pen for long writing periods. At least to me the last time I tried it out. But who knows? It's a new week. I can do whatever I want. I can have 2 pens. Sky's the limit. These are all the pen bodies I have, which is kind of shaming in a way. And I have so much. And I was tempted, I'll be honest, with the special edition StyleFit pen bodies that I've seen around like Tokyo Pen Shop and Cute Things from Japan. But I did not pull the trigger because I know these exist in my collection, just looking at me with their judgy eyes. So let's see what we have here. I'll use this pencil to, will I use this pencil? Yeah, there we go. To document what I have, it looks like I have 1 complete Jetstream ink. You can tell it's the Jetstream ink because unlike the regular cartridges, they don't have like that sleeve of color, and they don't say the shade either. So this is Jetstream. This is golden yellow. Pew. I don't document whether or not they're full or to what extent they're full. I just figure it's easier to document that I have it, and then when I don't, I'll erase it. See, this is violet. I think it's the only purple that they have, although the pink is pretty purple in my opinion. Hello. Okay. This is lime green. Yep. This is red. This is brown, brown black. This is Jetstream ink, but I'm pretty sure it's on its way out, so I'm just gonna double check. You know what? It still has ink, so we're gonna count it for now. I'll just be sure to actually include a replacement if I decide to put it in a pen, which I will. Okay. I have a rose pink, mandarin orange, which is probably my favorite color for those inks, and a brown black that appears to be on its way out as, nope, this one's dead. Yeah, okay, so this one's dead for sure. And that is my updated ink inventory. Speaking of inventories, I was thinking I could do a separate highlighter video, as far as this is another reason why I'm doing my stationary no spend, or at least this is what I have and what I want to go through. But it wasn't enough to film a whole separate video. Essentially, I have all the mild liner packs, the newest one, the second newest one, the pastel colors, the fluorescent set, mild and fluorescent I think is what they're called, the deep and warm set, the cool and refined set. I have two of the Friction erasable, the soft pastel ones, just the pink and the yellow. I have two of these Essential soft highlighters, and they do have some unique colors. Like I used to have an olive colored one that was beautiful, but I lost it. And I lost it while I was out and about, so it's not retrievable. And if I were not in a no spend, I would definitely purchase that one again. But I like the gray. I tend to like gray highlighters for marking up my books. Especially like mass market paperbacks, like the ones that don't have the white pages, because it pops, but not in a distracting way, if that makes any sense. I also had these Stabilo mini highlighters, or I don't think they're mini actually, they're just regular size Stabilo Boss Pastel, and these are some really unique, beautiful colors, but they're very juicy and kind of hard to work with sometimes, but they are good for highlighting computer paper. And then I have that one highlighter that I got because it was supposed to be good with fountain pen inks, which still to be seen. So that's what I'm working with. I'm going to pull out my storage. I got this at Barnes & Noble last year. It came in like a nesting set of boxes. This is the smallest one. And this is where I keep all of my cartridges. So these are all the StyleFit ones I have. Well, in addition to these two. So I think I want to have with me, I think I'm going to do two of these. So in this pen we are going to stick first and foremost this pencil, we are also going to stick Jetstream, gonna stick pink, yellow, and brown. That's a weird combo. And this one, I'm gonna go blue, Jetstream, red, and we'll stick this mandarin. Maybe this green. Okay. Nope, I don't want to use green. I'm not feeling that right now. We'll go purple. So, as for actual planning, I want to keep it simple with something that if I had to do it on the go, I could. No questions asked, which means I think I want to abandon the Micron this week I'm going to be using a Jetstream pen, but since I'm at home, I'm going to opt for this random Jetstream pen, which was made for the US market. It's a bit on the thick side, despite it only having one cartridge. It has like a metal clip, but the body is completely plastic. It does have a nice feeling grip, and the clicker is like silent, which I guess was a selling feature. It's kind of silent. It has like, if you ever opened or tried to shut one of those doors that has the dampener on it, that's kind of what it feels like. But it's in a ridiculously huge, I think 1-point broad tip, which is something I'm never really going to reach for on a day-to-day basis. And still, knowing all of this, I bought it. I bought it last year when I was probably feeling stressed and just wanted a quick, easy little pen purchase fix. So I'm going to use this to do most of the filling in of the lines. And I have my color coding zebra Swarovski pens here. I have an eraser, my pencil just in case. And I'm going to get to it, which means I'm going to fast forward all of this for your viewing pleasure. And I'm also going to probably watch Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt while I do it. See you on the other side. Okay, so with the aid of my trusty Hobonichi stencil, I went ahead and just filled in the lines of the pencil sketch I already made. And this pen is nice because it does offer that very thick line. However, the groove is so deep with my not so heavy hand that I decided I needed to put down my pencil board, which is something I'm still getting used to. I don't really use it because I find that it like squeezes out a little bit. I can't really get it to stick into the margin, so I'm just having difficulties using it. And after putting down these lines and filling in the times with my timetable, I realized that while this pen feels nice, I still don't like it because the thick pen causes the Jetstream ink to kind of blob and sputter out sometimes, which is not an experience I've ever had with like a 0.4 or 0.5. Even the 0.7s have been kind of reliable for me. It's just when it gets to verge of 0.7 onto like the 1.0 points that I have difficulties. And I'm just filling in my work schedule. And there are a lot of work appointments this week, and I'm using my trusty Diamine Earl Grey ink in my TWSBI Mini, because I think I'm going to carry around that pen this week. It's a little low profile and a little bit handier than the fountain pen I was using last week. And since I'm still in my first week of school, or well, this is the second week, I've gone ahead and made a special due date section just to call out some of the things that might be due this week, because I'm still having difficulties figuring out how I'm going to account for assignments and adjusting to them. And I'm using my Swarovski pens to fill in those class appointments. And after that, I go ahead and use my giant Tombow eraser and correction tape all in one to just clean it up a bit. And I'm so far liking this spread, and I decided to add these stickers in just to denote my classes. And I'm still borrowing on that same color coding scheme I have called out on the left side, but I realized that they were kind of sparse just by themselves. So I'm just using the zebra highlighters in conjunction with the stickers in order to call my attention to that area just a little bit. and so it's clear no matter what that if I put an assignment in that section, it's for that class. And I'm optimistic that I will only need this amount of space in order to get it done this week. And after adding some more decorative sort of drop shadows, I laid down some of my favorite washi, including this one from Cute Things from Japan, which is just a myriad of things found on someone's desk, specifically the artist who carved this out of stamp material and then created the washi tape. And I'm just laying down like an all-purpose MT skinny washi, and this one is just polka dots. And I tried to cover up that mistake, but it didn't really work out. I think it called attention to it just slightly more. And I had this sticker lying around. It's from Pear Tea Papery, and I was never going to use it otherwise, so I decided to drop it down there. And as a final touch, I added some more of that washi before I started getting into my color coding system. And after watching a video, I saw someone dab their markers after they used them, and I did that for the assignment section. I just did not bother with the timetable, and I kind of feel poorly about that because I think it would have really helped. But it still looks alright, and I'm okay with that. This is it for my weekly schedule, and it's going to be a little difficult here, I think, for the next 2 weeks, because I think I only have openings on Monday and Wednesday mornings for those 2 weeks. I have the opportunity to change my Monday-Wednesday schedule here coming up, and I think I might need to sacrifice one of these days in order to get the most out of my potential observation time. But we'll see. I still need to do my semester at a glance, so we'll see what that puts out. I know April is basically not an option for me because that's when the standardized state testing happens, and there's not really much to observe when they're not being taught and rather they're being tested. But I like that it's clean. I mean, this is a little messy, but that's on me. I think next time maybe I'll just do the outlines. Although it is helpful to see the blocks of time. I don't know. I have seen other people like dab at their highlighters when they do this thing where they like kind of ooze out. So maybe I should do that too. And this is where my assignments will go, and because I color coded the sections, I'm not pinned into using only the color coded pens for that specific course. I can use any darn pen I want, and I think that will free me up a little bit. That'll take an unneeded burden out of my hands. And here, put just a due date section so I can wrap my head around what's actually due on these dates, rather than having to write it over again. So that is my week going forward. I like it. I think it's super clean and nice and pretty, and I hope you like it too. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you want, leave a comment down below. I'm pretty good at responding. And if you have any questions, definitely leave those down below. So thanks again. Bye.